This channel is supported by TrueFire. TrueFire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses.
I'm about to do a video praising the Katana Mark II, but a question that I might have for you if you're watching this video is, if people are so quick to praise the Katana, why does there seem to be almost no actual artists using them? It's a question for me to mull over. I know there's not necessarily that much that's sexy about the Katana, but it is fully kind of functional and loud enough to be used by a pro. I've gigged it before. I'm going to gig it again on Saturday, I think, but doesn't seem to be any kind of actual endorsees of the Katana series. I could be wrong on that. Let me know if I am in the comments, but a little bit unusual. I think it's great.
I've been thinking about this one. This is a Boss Katana Mark II head that Boss sent to me. So in terms of disclosing that, I need to say that this was free to me. And also this foot pedal they actually sent out with a different amp, maybe the artist head or something like that. But I've just got it out today. And so the idea here of this video is basically kind of looking at what you're getting for what is really quite an inexpensive piece of kit. I think they're around sort of £350 maybe for this one. This, I think, for me, is the highlight of the Katana line. The reason being that this has a little inbuilt speaker and it doesn't need to be connected to a cab to make noise. So this doubles up as not only doing the other things that I'm going to talk about, but can replace, and I think does as good a job as many of the kind of desktop modeler type things like the Yamaha THR, the Katana Air. I mean, Boss just brought out a new Katana Air X. At the time when I was asking them if I could check out this amp, they did ask if I wanted to do a video on the Air X. I said I'm more interested, to be honest with you, in the Mark II 100 head because it does more things. It's got the power amp in, so this could be used as a thing to power your modeler. Yeah, a super loud amp. So I run it in 50 watt mode with this cab. This cab is a Matrix Neolite, so a relatively lightweight cab. I think the real key to getting good results from a Katana, in my opinion, might be trying to get away from the combo versions and start putting them through grown-up cabs, essentially. So I've got a couple of cabs here that I really like. The Matrix Neo Light, because it's like 7 kilos, and I've got a Mesa Boogie open back combo with a speaker in it, EVM speaker. The reason that I kind of let myself believe in the Katana a bit more, obviously we're used to seeing people demo stuff, and we're used to people talk about you know, how good things are, even though they might not be in context compared to anything else. I actually compared it myself, the clean channel, with a Fender Vibroverb reissue, sort of £3,000 amp, and I was kind of blown away by not only how it sounded through that cab, so that was a 15-inch speaker, but by how close it sounded without really hardly any tweaking at all, and how well it responded to pedals compared to the real thing as well. So from that video, I kind of gave myself license. Okay, you can just enjoy the Katana because it can do some really, really good things. It's not just a cheap piece of junk, which I think is part of what people think about the Katana in some ways. And some people that have tried one may not like them. Some people gig them. I wanted to set up something to be able to gig. The one kind of downside with the Katana is that I think, to be honest, if something breaks on it, I don't think they're particularly repairable. If you check out Psionic Audio's channel, Lyle has done a video kind of evaluating something that had gone wrong on a Katana, and his kind of point was, you know, frankly, the money that you'd spend getting me to repair this, you might as well just buy a new one. So there is a little bit of a landfill element to this stuff. However, you know, it is not priced expensively like the Tone Masters from Fender and that sort of stuff. So in this video, I wanted to kind of show you how I'm setting this up for a gig. Now, I do have a gig on Saturday, and I have to go direct for it, and I'm not allowed much stage volume. So I'm thinking the Katana might actually be a candidate for it. So I set this up. I'll drop these presets into the Katana folder, which you can find on Gumroad. I'm using Sneaky Amps for the drive tones. I think I'm using the Plexi, and I'm using Clean for the clean tones. But what I really like is once you pair this foot switch in, this is as versatile as I need it to be for a gig. There is additional versatility that you could make use of, but I'm not going to do that, I don't think. So, very first thing that I've got is my clean tone. Basically, I can turn on reverb. Or delay. I'm actually just miking the port at the moment, so I need to... I've got as well, the output, I set it to the condenser mic, but quite away from the cone, virtually. You've got 2 mic positions that you can save in the global settings. So I used the condenser 87 and put it, you know, a little bit off center, so hopefully it won't be too spiky, but I will show you a little bit of comparison of that. So we've got delay, reverb. I've got it quite low down at the moment. The master here is at about... you know, a third of the way up, around there. And I've also got a boost here. That's a blues driver with the gain down nice and low. Okay, so that's kind of the clean, and yeah, like I would on the full Helix, able to jump in and change effects. Channel 4 is basically that clean, but with that delay and a little bit of the boost on. But kind of a prominent delay for effect sounds. And then when we get into the fun, I've got my drive, and again, I could go into my effects, turn on delay if I want. If I want less gain, I can turn off the boost. Okay, and then we've got basically my solo tone on channel 2. And if I go into the effects, I could turn off the or I could turn off the boost if I wanted a little bit of a lighter. So, just to recap. I don't know whether I might leave a little bit of reverb always on the clean. That's one of the things that I find a little bit. And I can, of course, control that reverb control on the panel. Yeah, I think I might keep it like that. And then what do I do? Press right. I can chuck on my delayed version. You know, that's for my one time in the set that I need that. And also notice there that you're not getting gaps when you're switching between it. Another kind of thing that I wasn't sure what to expect. But in general, kind of, let's be real, to get that kind of thing, you're going to need a pedal board with a couple of drive pedals, a delay pedal, a reverb pedal, or some sort of modeling solution, versus this, which I think is actually sounding really good to me in the room. I'm not sure how it's going to come across. I may have to make a few little tweaks, like I feel like maybe the drive stuff, I might need to kind of brighten it up a touch. But generally, I like to start off with things a little bit darker, just so you're not getting that horrible kind of digitally fizzy stuff. So if I at least start from this darker position, then I can just dial in a bit more treble on the gig. Another thing that I might have to do is kind of set up that balance between clean and drive, so that the drives might need to be a bit louder than the cleans. I'm going to find that out on the gig, but it's quite easy to do those types of tweaks. The slight downside is getting in and changing some of the actual models. If I wanted to change delay on the actual gig, that would be a little bit trickier. I think you probably need to jump into Tone Studio to make that sort of tweak, I think. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're gigging the Katana, how you found it. If maybe you gone off of this as an approach. Do you think the Katana is worth the money? I feel for me, as I say, it's knocking a desktop amplifier out of the running for me. So that is like, what, £300 to £400 maybe you might spend on one of them. If it's the newest one, then that'd be 500 odd. This can do the job of something like a Seymour Duncan power stage. So I think, what's that, like 300 quid or so, something like that. Or it could be a really good backup. You know, so say, I don't know, my actual modelling rig and tube amp went down. I've now got this set up to a stage where I'm pretty confident that I could gig this. I may try it on Saturday. We'll see what happens. And yeah, pretty easy to set it up, to be honest, especially once you plug into Tone Studio. Other jobs that it could do, I guess you could beat a home intruder with it. I don't know. I'll catch you in another video soon. I'll drop those into the Katana folder on Gumroad if you want to try out those presets. I'm not sure how they might sound through the actual Katana combo, but through this cab, they're sounding pretty decent to me and not at all kind of digital spiky. They're sounding good, which is good, right? Cheers.